We open in total darkness. A woman's crying for help, fumbling with her phone that, of course, has zero signal. Weird noises close in, and before she can scream again, she's dragged into the shadows. Cut to Cancun, where two American couples are trying to have the vacation of their lives. Amy realizes she lost her earring, but a random German tourist named Matthias pops up like the world's most polite side quest and fishes it out from the pool. The group thanks him with drinks, where he casually drops that he's not here to relax. He came to Mexico looking for his brother, who disappeared with his archaeologist girlfriend, a dig site so secret it's not even in guidebooks. The group gets excited, so Matthias invites them to come with him, and instead of saying nope, the group says adventure time and agrees to go tomorrow. That night, Amy drinks a little too much, almost kisses Matthias while her boyfriend Jeff's gone, but her best friend Stacy blocks that kiss just in time. The next morning, Amy's hangover says stay in bed forever, but Jeff pushes her to come. Meanwhile, Matthias and his buddy Dimitri copy the map and leave it behind for friends, just in case. The group's guides ghost them, literally, so they bribe a cab driver to take them as close as possible. The guy's huge dog almost eats their faces, and when the driver sees the map, he straight up refuses. But then money happens, and suddenly his fear of cursed ruins disappears. He dumps them at the jungle edge and drives off, leaving the how do we get back problem unsolved. Luckily, Matthias has a phone and driver's card. Anyway, hiking through the jungle, they find Matthias's brother's abandoned Jeep, which is not a great sign. They stop at a pond, spot some Mayan kids silently watching, and when they try to say hi, the kids just stare like horror NPCs on low graphics mode. Then Matthias clears some leaves and uncovers a hidden path. Amy asks why anyone would hide a path, and Jeff's like, archaeologists are weird, keep walking. Eventually, they reach the ruins. Huge stone steps, vines everywhere, and Matthias's brother's tent sitting on top. But before they can climb, a Mayan man rides up on a horse, yelling in his language. The horse won't come closer. Like even the animals know this place is cursed. Jeff mistakes it for begging and tries giving him money. The man refuses. Two more Mayans show up. Matthias shows them a photo of his brother on his phone, and they grab it to look. But Amy steps back onto the plants to snap a picture, and they completely lose it, start pointing weapons while yelling. Dimitri thinks they just hate photos, so he walks on the plants to pick up the camera. They shoot him in the chest, then in the face. Just like that, one friend down. Everyone bolts up the ruins where the Mayans surround them but refuse to follow. At the top, they find the camp, empty. No people, no cell service, and the only working phone, Matthias's, is in the hands of the very people who just killed their friend. Then they find a deep shaft in the middle. Matthias calls for his brother and uncovers his dead body wrapped in vines. Meanwhile, Jeff watches as the Mayans camp around them, preparing to settle in. He insists rescue will come. Either the hotel notices they're missing or Dimitri's friends show up. But then a phone starts ringing from inside the shaft. Matthias ties a rope around himself, lantern in hand, and they lower him down. The rope breaks instantly, and he crashes into the dark. They hear glass shatter and his groans echoing. They tie the rope to Stacy next. She descends, but the rope stops short. Below, Matthias begs for help, so she unhooks and jumps straight onto glass. Shards in her knee, bleeding, she pulls them out while Matthias admits he can't move. Stacy yells up that his back's broken and the place reeks like poop. The group debates. Amy runs downstairs to beg the Mayans for help, but they just aim weapons. Jeff tries to stop her. She stumbles into the vines and throws some at them in anger. It hits a kid. The adults argue, then one of them shoots the kid dead while the mom just stands there. Amy sobs, Jeff drags her back, and they piece it together. The Mayans aren't afraid of outsiders, they're afraid of the vines. Inside the shaft, Stacy hears the phone, but realizes the vines are the ones mimicking the sound. The stretcher is lowered, but it doesn't reach. The girls lift Matthias onto it, bending his back in agony, but they manage to tie him down. The boys pull him up, then the girls. Jeff checks him, he's a pre-med student, and concludes Matthias can't be moved without risking death. Searching the camp bags, Amy finds the Jeep keys, while Jeff finds Dimitri's plane ticket. They cling to the hope someone will come looking tomorrow. Meanwhile, Eric, Stacy's boyfriend, manages to charge up a lamp. Jeff tucks Matthias under blankets, but he knows it won't do much. Matthias's legs are a ticking infection time bomb. Amy tends to Stacy's wound, but Stacy is guilt-ridden, blaming herself for making Matthias worse. Outside, the Mayans are still camping around the ruins like it's their favorite Netflix series. The group heads to sleep in the tent, though Amy's night is ruined by Stacy and Eric getting busy right next to her. Nothing like a horror vacation plus awkward tent noises. The next morning, Jeff relieves himself on the vine and finds a skeleton staring back at him. Stacy wakes to find vines wrapped around her leg. Eric rips them off, only to discover the plant has started growing inside her injury. He pulls it out while Stacy screams that she can feel it moving. Meanwhile, Matthias groans that something's wrong. Amy pulls the blanket back and, yep, the vines have completely wrapped around his legs. Jeff helps pull them off, but Matthias's wounds are multiplying faster than they can clean them. Then a phone rings again, from the shaft. Amy and Stacy, torches in hand, climb down. The sound leads them into a tunnel, but to reach it they have to step directly on the plants. Inside, they find one of the archaeologists mummified in vines, clutching a broken phone. Suddenly, the ringing starts again. Not from the phone, but from the flowers themselves. They're vibrating and imitating the sound. Amy touches one, and the vines instantly grab her wrist. She yanks free, but now the entire tunnel is alive, shaking, and pushing out dead bodies. One even steals their torch. They sprint back, vines snapping behind them. Amy escapes, but Stacy is grabbed by the legs and dragged. Amy rushes back, hauls her up, and they scream until the guys pull them to safety. The vines swipe at them as they ascend, but the girls barely make it to the top alive. Everyone's shaken. Eric wants to leave and get help, but Jeff reminds him that the Mayans will shoot anyone who steps off the ruins. His plan: survive and wait. Food and water are rationed, basically one sad bite each. Jeff shares water with Matthias, but it's clear he's getting worse. Finally, Jeff declares the only way to save him is to amputate his legs. The group argues, but Matthias begs them to do it. The girls wait outside as Jeff preps the field surgery. He gives Matthias alcohol, puts a belt in his mouth, and with Eric holding him down, Jeff breaks his legs with a rock and cuts them off with a knife. Matthias screams like never before. Eric has to pin his whole body down. Then Jeff cauterizes the stumps with a burning pan. The screams carry outside, and Amy and Stacy burst in, furious. Jeff had promised it wouldn't be that bad. Just then, the vines slither in, snatch the severed legs, and drag them away for a snack. Yup, the plants are officially carnivores. That night, Jeff checks the ruins again, but the Mayans haven't budged. Stacy cries in the tent while Amy and Eric talk outside. Amy breaks down, leaning on Eric's shoulder for comfort. Stacy hears noises, assumes the worst, storms out, and accuses Amy of cheating on Jeff. Jeff joins in, and chaos breaks loose. While everyone argues, nobody notices the vines creeping into Matthias's mouth. By the time they realize, it's too late. He chokes to death, dragged from inside out. Stacy spirals, convinced the vines are in her too. She grabs a knife, panics, but Eric restrains her. Then the flowers around them start repeating her voice, mimicking every word she screams. Morning comes, and Jeff and Amy see the Mayans salting the soil, keeping the plants locked in. Jeff concludes the vines are ancient, older than even the ruins. Eric calls them over. Stacy has vines writhing under her skin. Jeff pours alcohol, slices her open, and starts pulling them out. She shrieks in agony, but insists he keep going. He cuts into her leg, her back, pulling out several squirming roots. They stitch her up, but food's gone. Stacy's paranoia worsens. She keeps scratching, convinced more vines are inside. Amy passes her the alcohol, and when she drinks, they notice something under her forehead. She sees their horrified faces and loses it completely. Eric snaps. Nobody's coming. He's leaving tonight. Later, while the others nap, Stacy hears the flowers mimicking her again. Knife in hand, she stumbles out. Moments later, the group finds her drenched in blood, covered in self-inflicted cuts. Jeff tries to stop her, but she slashes his hand. Eric steps in, but she panics and accidentally stabs him in the chest. Eric collapses and dies. Stacy crumbles, sobbing as the vines drag Eric's body away. Begging for mercy, she asks them to kill her. Amy refuses, so Jeff does it himself. Afterward, Jeff smears Amy's skin with blood and gives her the Jeep keys. He tells her to run, no matter what. He carries her down the stairs, kisses her goodbye, and lays her down, pretending she's dead. Then he distracts the Mayans, shouting her name so they fire at him instead. Arrows pierce him, and when the vines try to claim him, the Mayan leader puts a bullet in his head to finish it. Amy runs through the jungle, tripping, dodging arrows, barely staying alive. Finally, she finds the Jeep. The keys work. She speeds away, only to see vines creeping onto her own face in the mirror. The next day, Dimitri's friends show up to look for him. Yeah, good luck with that. If you enjoyed watching this group get picked off by killer vines one by one, make sure to subscribe, hit the bell, and join us again. Because around here, the plants don't just grow, they snack.